Hello and welcome to Newswarm. I'm your host, Chris, with the CHRILLCAST, and today we're going to be covering something that myself and Will both are patiently waiting for. So if you guys like what we cover on this channel, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. All right, moving on. Real quickly, advertising. There was an interview performed on. There's an interview that I was involved in on a channel called Kapal's Corner. Go check it out. It's in our community tab. On to the main topic of today. Fable progress slow due to Playground's lack of RPG experience and frugal approach, says dev. That seems like a pretty clickbaity title if you ask me, so let's see what the heck they have to say. What exactly is going on with Microsoft and Playground Games' Fable Reboot? The game was announced nearly 2 years ago, and rumors it was in development surfaced 2 years before that. So shouldn't we have seen something beyond a very basic teaser? It feels like development is progressing rather slowly for a studio that pumps out massive open world Forza Horizon games on a very regular basis. And it seems we may now have some insight into why. Okay, you have me intrigued. Let's see where this goes. Game designer Juan Fernandez has bounced around various studios, including Rhyme developer Tequila Works, Hellblade creators Ninja Theory, and a stint at Playground Games where he worked on the new Fable. Perhaps unsurprisingly, in an interview with Vandal, translation provided by Google, so forgive any stiff phrasing apparently, Fernandez reveals Playground had some trouble adapting to making an open world game where you don't blast around in fancy cars at 200 miles per hour. Okay, I see some assumptions being made here. Let's see how they validate these assumptions. All right. Playground is a very organized and production driven. Every 2 years, they put out a Forza Horizon, which has more than a 90 on Metacritic, with incredible quality. They've taken racing games and they've dominated them these last few years. They're very smart and they know what they're doing. They wanted to branch out with something different, and they thought that what they do well is open world racing games, but they lacked people with the knowledge of how gameplay is done for an open world. In an open world, you can control a character, and the actions are very different from what you have in a racing game. At the technology level, you have to develop animation, scripting, a quest system. Moving in a car at 300 kilometers per hour has very different requirements than walking through the countryside. Playground also reportedly has a do more with less ethos, which has served them well when it comes to doing something they've reduced to a science like Forza Horizon, but slowed progress when it came to something more ambitious like Fable. Action RPG open worlds are incredibly complicated to do. They take a lot of time, a lot of people, and in Playground they have the mentality of doing more with less. That if Assassin's Creed is done by 5,000 people, they will have 150 or 200, and if they do Assassin's Creed in 7 years, they do Fable in 5. It is good to be ambitious, but you also have to be realistic. And what I saw is that development was getting longer and longer. It will certainly be interesting to see how Playground Games' take on Fable turns out. Thankfully, according to Fernandez, Playground has added a lot of new talent to their team, so hopefully they have the people they need to make Fable a success. Fable is coming to PC and Xbox Series X. A release window has yet to be revealed. So it seems like a lot of assumptions are made based on a very short interview. Let's see, we've got Vandal. Let's see what this Vandal article is right here, just for fun. How long is this article? This is a pretty long article, looks like. And they boiled it down to very little. So I don't know what to take from this. I did not convert the article myself, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt. When I look at the actual comments here, there's a lot of fanboy on both sides. Like, for some reason, people that like Sony feel the need to beat down on their high horse that this game isn't gonna be as good as it should be, or it's not coming out at any time soon. And then you got other people jumping in here and saying like this will be the greatest thing ever because Playground Games is amazing. But there's a lot of people pointing out like this article doesn't really service itself in a way that makes sense. It's basically taking a couple things from it. Somebody who no longer works at the company, who likely is ready to move on to another project, potentially could be not so happy about the job situation he was in and moving to a new one for that reason. And he's talking about it on the way out. So you always got to take that with a grain of salt, because this is a contractor who is no longer working actively on the Fable development. Not somebody who's in the company, who's currently working there, who's still actively developing the game. And keep in mind, the Forza studio is not involved in Fable. They have their own bonus studio doing this work. So none of this seems like it's news. It seems more like this is hearsay. It's rumors from somebody who worked there for a short period of time, potentially in development of the game, potentially in Forza Land. We don't exactly know what his role was, but we do know he did work as a contractor for Playground Games. Now, as far as this stuff goes, I don't think there's anything here. Nothing here really sticks out to me. Yeah, Playground Games likes to do more with less. Good for them. A small, dedicated team with low turnover is a better long-term dev team for new content than a revolving door of contractors developing the same game. So, for example, we can take on one side here, Halo Infinite, which has a revolving door of contractors learning Slipspace engine. And on Playground side, we have a dedicated team with low turnover developing Fable in their own custom Forza engine. I think that's a better place to be than where Halo currently is. So as far as it being delayed, your guess is as good as mine. But as far as Playground Games track record, it's pretty good. And I don't have any reason to be dogging down on Playground Games dev cycle for Fable. I'm looking forward to whatever Playground Games puts out, and I'll be happy to play it when it does come out. But rushing a dedicated and high quality team like Playground Games is only going to result in something that's less than satisfactory. So if they need, 5, 6, even 7 years to develop this game, and then they have a really well-functioning team building more Fable content in the future, it seems like a win to me. I'd rather wait for a high-quality product than get a product with lots of promises that's under-delivered. So I don't have any issue with this. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Is this concerning to you? Are you okay with this? I almost completely missed this article. I mean, this article popped out at, I think it was, March 22nd, so we're like a couple weeks back already. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, we need to talk about this and make sure that at the very least we, dissolve the worry here, and at the very most have a discussion in the comments section, make sure people can have a real discussion about what they think about this. So anyways, like I said before, comment down below, like this video, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.